Introducing the Greenhouse with your host, Biggs or Goals.
Hello, my name's Biggsy. I am your host for this second episode of The Greenhouse, as you can see in the background. Basically what we're going to do on this show is talk through AEW Elevation, AEW Dark, so we don't have to so much stick it on the Dynamite and Rampage show. So, as you can see, I am the furry bastard Biggsy, without the boy Dorsey, because he's at the moment working. So, we're going to run through these pretty quick, hopefully keep these videos down to about 15-20 minutes. So, getting into it, first match of Elevation. Not a first match, we had a CM Punk recap, which we were going to have all day long, advertising for Wednesday Dynamite. So, yeah, check it out, Dynamite. CM Punk's going to be on there. So first up, we had Anthony Bowens versus Dante Martin, which was a pretty good match, this was. Bowens kicked to knock Dante off the ropes, and the apron was quite nice. Dante sold it very well. Dante into the post along the apron was quite nice as well. It was a bit of an Irish whip by Anthony Bowens. Russian leg arm trap headlock by Bowens. They called it a cravat. Very nice. Nice twisting cutter drop by Bowens. Not exactly sure what the name of that move is, but that's what I called it. Dante using Bowens' leg as a hop-up to kick Bowens. That was quite nice as well. Stuck his leg on the rope and used it as a hop-up. Springboard moonsault by Dante. Does it every match. Absolutely brilliant. Reverse angle slam by Bowens was very sick. Type of Samoan drop angle slam type thing. Twist and reverse DDT off the ropes by Bowens was sick as fuck. Even the commentators were like, oh, never seen that before. It was absolutely awesome. Fair play. Pele kick by Dante. Flipping stunner by Dante for the finish of the match. And like I said, it was an absolute great match. Dante wins, but I went with Bowens, man of the match. Next up, we had a promo, and it was Big Swole and Julia saying Diamante cheats and offered it out to have a tag match. At the moment, we all know that Diamante doesn't have many friends. So, who's her partner going to be? Next up, we had Warren Johnson and Zach Mason versus the Varsity Blondes. Not a great match at all. Didn't really need to be on the show. For me, Griff Garrison is falling very, very flat at the moment. He was having a good run, but he's very, very flat at the moment. Pillman taken out an outside Julia distraction. What? Oh, yeah. Pillman taken out on the outside when took out one of the guys. I'm not sure who it was, but Julia was on the outside, and basically one of the other lads, they were like, oh, and then Pillman made the save. Commentary give it all, oh, romance is not dead, blah 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 blah. John Mason double teams were absolutely terrible with Warren Johnson and Zach Mason, sorry. Pillman finish of the match. Griff has no hype, falling flat, not a great match at all. Varsity Blondes win. I went with Pillman, man of the match. Next up, we had a promo by Diamante, rebuttaling to Big Swole and Julia's promo. Basically, she brings up Nyla Rose, says, that's my partner, so suck it. Then we had another match, which was Best Friends versus Blade and TH2. Best Friends had Yuta. Starting off a match, Octopus stretch by Yuta was quite nice. Blade hit by Orange. Yuta missile dropkick was quite nice. Orange kicks to TH2, which we all know the Orange kicks. Double Hurricanrana to TH2 and Orange. Fucking dogs. Angelico dive. Chucky T dive. Yuta hits a splash. Spinning tombstone by Blade. Don't know what that says. DDT. Flatline DDT by Chuck. Orange punch. Beach break finish. Pretty good match. After the match, Matt Hardy, Private Party, come out and basically go delete. Pointless. Again, didn't need to be there. The delete thing is probably dead now. Move on. So the winners of the match were Best Friends, and I went with Orange Cassidy, man of the match. Next up, funny enough, I don't know why, we had another CM Punk promo. There's no need to have 4 or 5 of them on a show that, if people are watching it on YouTube, they're not going to be able to watch it on TNT, otherwise they'll be watching it on TNT. So trying to give people the reminders that CM Punk is going to be here on Wednesday, all good, like, do you know what I mean? But put some other promos on, you know? So yeah, CM Punk recap once again. Next up, we had Ty Conti, my favourite wrestler, versus Promise Braxton. Not sure if she's making a debut or not. I'll have to check that with Dorsey. Fucked up stunner from Ty. Tilt-a-whirl facebuster by Ty Conti. Backpack spinning flatliner DDT finish. Not a great match at all. Ty always looks good. Ty wins, Ty man of the match. Main event of the evening, we had Dark Order versus Death Triangle. Andrade and Chavo come out, stay at ringside. No fucking point in that either. They're doing it every single match. It is boring as fuck already. High splash off Penta by Phoenix was quite nice. Phoenix stalls on the top rope. Don't know what that means. Oh yeah, when he gets up on a corner and he just kind of doesn't do anything for a bit and then he does his move. No point in that. Triple submission by Dark Order. Colt springboard moonsault to Lucha Brothers. Double team pile driver Lucha Brothers. Black Arrow finish. Death Triangle win. I don't know. One of them man of the match. After the match, Uno pushes 5. Bit of descent in the ranks. So that's all we got for Elevation. I'm now going to move on to Dark pretty quick. Hopefully, like I said, these videos are going to stay pretty short. So yeah, next up we had Dark. Starting off Dark, guess what we had? A CM Punk recap. There's no need. I get it, advertise for CM Punk, like, do you know what I mean? But not every other fucking match. First up we had Thunder Rosa versus Heather Reckless making her debut, I believe. Dropkick on the bottom rope, looked stiff towards the end of the match. Thunder Rosa then struggled with a butterfly suplex. Nice Uranagi by Heather. Peruvian necktie for the finish. Thunder Rosa wins. Thunder Rosa man of the match. Heather looked good. Nice bit of fire to her. So hopefully get to see her again. I think she could have some promise. Next up we had a promo, and it was for the Women's Battle Royal, basically advertising that Nyla Rose as the first person in it, which she was always going to be. Then we had another promo, and it was the matches for Dynamite over to Dorsey. Dorsey's not here, so matches for Dynamite. Obviously CM Punk's going to be on it, because we all know. But yeah, we got the matches for Dynamite. Next up we had another match, and it was Ren Jones and Braden Lee. And I think they were making their debuts versus the Varsity Blondes. Again, another match. It didn't need to be Varsity Blondes, falling very flat with me. Ren Jones rushes Griff early on, hits a flatliner. Nice clothesline by Pillman. Boot to Braden off the apron by Griff Garrison. That was quite stiff. Discus Air Pillman finish. Like I said, bit of a shitty match. Not a great debut by either of these guys if it was their debut. Varsity Blondes win. I went with Pillman man of the match. It could have been anybody's. Next up then we had another Punk promo. Who gives a shit? You're going to make it to the point where nobody gives a fuck. Then we had Sean Dean versus Will Hobbs. Sean Dean hits a drop kick and a DDT, then another drop kick. Hobbs then hits him with a spine buster, pulls him up from the pin, hits him with a headlock sidewalk slam for the finish of the match. Hobbs wins. I went with Sean Dean man of the match. After the match, Starks jumps on the microphone and there is no fucking point in it whatsoever. So well done, Ricky Starks, for running your mouth for no reason. Next up we had a promo with Britt Baker and Rebel and JD Hater. Britt talks about herself. Red attacks Hater. Statlander comes out for the save. So next week we know it's going to be a tag match. Then we had the next match, which was 5 versus 10. It's quite a nice match this one. Nice back and forth takedowns. 5 hits a moonsault to the outside of the middle rope. Spike DDT by 5. Dante flip reverse where basically someone runs at him and he flips off the bottom rope. It's quite nice. Gets a lot of hang time there. Spring moonsault by Dante was quite nice again. Said it in Elevation. He does it in every match, but it is very nicely executed. Flatline submission by V with Dante rolling it into a pin, therefore 5 having to release. Straight Jacket DVD finish by Dante was absolutely fucking beautiful. The DVD being the Death Valley driver, by the way. Dante wins. Dante man of the match. So moving on. Oh, guess what we got again? Another fucking CM Punk promo. Who gives a shit? Then we had a match and it was Como and Solo, Nick Comoroto and Alan Solo versus the Lucha Brothers. Penta doing his boring glove thing, pull it off, throw it to the whatever. Yeah, Alex Abrahanovs couldn't catch it, so he'd do it again. Crowd pops, ridiculous. The Factory hit some double teams, pretty shit. Lucha Brothers face off with Varsity Blondes in the crowd. Penta pushes Pillman. Solo then at this point hits a stall in German while the referee's distracted. Penta boring sling blades one after the other like he does in every single match. Boring. Then he hits the Penta driver. Stiff body slam by Comoroto to Phoenix. Double team pile driver finish by the Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers wins. Phoenix man of the match. Yeah, not Not very impressed at the moment with Penta. He just seems to be doing the same moves over and over in the same order. Very Shawn Michaels. Very like, oh, what's he going to do next? Same thing as he always does, Bob. Next up, we had Cal Hero making his debut and Isaiah Moore making his debut versus Silver and 10. Not many notes in this one. Fall away slam by 10. Twisting suplex type brainbuster by John Silver. Powerbomb by 10. Super Blue Thunder Bomb by Silver. End of match. Dark Order win. I went with John Silver man of the match. Then we have now got your main event of Dark, which not really a great match this one if I'm honest. TH2 great, Matt Hardy boring. Yuta Wheeler or Wheeler Yuta, whatever his name is, boring. Same moves over and over and over again. He's got nothing to him. He just looks a bit, I don't know, a little bit weak. Starting the match off, Orange and Angelico exchange of arm locks. That was quite nice. Pour through the legs by Yuta, very slow, where basically he puts his leg out as a distraction. Jack Evans goes to grab it. He then runs through his legs. Then he goes through his legs backwards, and Jack Evans just looks like a pillock stepping over the top of him. Honestly, they made him look like a right twat. Matt Hardy mocks Yuta in a corner by sticking his hands in his pockets, imitating Orange Cassidy. 4 drop kicks by Yuta. Ooh, very original. Last one was blocked by Jack Evans. Yuta dive, boring, where he basically jumps up in the air and does like a floppy fish, bit of shit. Chucky T hits a dive. Yuta hits a frog splash. Orange hits a frog splash, but it's more like a falling splash, which is very funny. Double stomp, backdrop by a double team by TH2. Side effect to Orange Cassidy by Matt Hardy. Multi suplex by the best friend. So TH2 go to hit Yuta Wheeler, and then the other goes to hit Orange Cassidy, and the other two lads jump in and make it a 3-on-2 suplex. Twist of Fate by Matt Hardy. Orange kicks were absolutely brutal to Matt Hardy. Dodgy DDT to Hardy, lands on his head, but that was Matt Hardy's fault. He didn't actually take the move properly. And then Orange pins Angelico with his hands in his pocket, which again is another unique pin by Orange Cassidy. Best friends win. I went with Orange Cassidy man of the match, and after the match, Orange punch to Angelico, and that was pretty much. Oh no, that's not pretty much all there is. Guess what we had at the end? A CM Punk fucking promo. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times they advertised CM Punk. Why? You don't need to. 4 times? 3 times? That would have been fine. Stop going on with the shit, man. We don't give a fuck. You're going to make it to the point where people are like, oh, CM Punk, oh yeah, amazing. He's not that big of a pull, to be honest. I mean, like, a pack in the ring and that. Beast. Yeah, so that's all that I have this week for the Greenhouse. I know there's not much talk on the newbies. There were a couple of points, but unfortunately, all the new green, fresh talent, they seem to just get the shit kicked out of them. We know it's going to happen. We know the outcome of the match before it even starts. We want to see some green ones versus green ones. So, whoever's listening, if anybody is listening, please change it up. Let's get something on a go. Let's not just go, oh yeah, before even watching a show, I can tell you all the winners. Because it's getting ridiculously predictable, you know? And stop advertising CM Punk. We know he's going to be on Wednesday. Everybody knows. The world fucking knows. So, thanks for watching. That's been The Greenhouse, episode 2. Catch you next week, or the end of this week, for the Real Wrestling Show Dash Blog, where myself and Ozzy will be back in the room. So, peace.